Good afternoon. Market Wrap number 191. Top 5 places to buy-to-lets in the UK for yield. Now, renters should consider a move to Middlesbrough if they want to increase their disposable income, spend less on rent. New data has shown. Job website Adzuna compared the average salaries and rents of 32 cities in Great Britain and found that London's renters had the lowest take-home pay, which is £810 left every month. By contrast, Middlesbrough, Sunderland and Bradford were found to be the best value places to live, with workers spending less than a quarter of their salaries on rent. Last summer, Middlesbrough's Development Corporation signed off on a bright new vision for a town centre transformation that could attract 4,000 jobs. Renters in Middlesbrough only need to spend 1/5 of their monthly pay on rent, making their disposable income after rent the highest of all. Middlesbrough was the only place in Britain where annual salary growth outpaced annual rent rises. Workers in Sunderland similarly spent just 23% of their income on rent, as Zuna found. The average take-home pay after rent in the city is £1,479, which indicates what? The rent bills are low and the employees are well off? We need to review that. If we look at propertydata.co.uk, it indicates that 1 beds yield 8.6%, 2 beds 6.9% and studios 16.8% there. Yields are therefore high. Why is that? Let's look at Varbs, another research site, and that tells us the average rent in Middlesbrough is £483 per month, 50% of the UK average, and it actually fell by 1.8% in 2021-22, as was going up by 7% like the rest of the UK did. So why is Middlesbrough such a great place? It's because of an undersupply of rentals. Currently 315 rentals there, only 67 available. Property prices are also key. It's cheap as chips, 77,000 for 1 bed. 2 beds are 112,000. Okay, so there we can see it's actually a cheap place to buy, so you get a good rental yield. There's not much supply there either. If we look at Bradford, where workers can expect to keep £1,600 after rent, it's also emerged as one of the best places to live where you've got budget for splurges, so they call it. The area is also looking good for job improvements. Following recent news that Haribo announced plans to expand its West Yorkshire sweet factory, creating hundreds of jobs on the M62. Adzuna analysed close to 1 million job vacancies posted to their site in November last year to determine the average salary being advertised in each one. It then compared salaries to rental data supplied by Zoopla. Those with the least disposable cash after rent are based in London, having higher average earnings than anywhere else. It also featured in the data, while workers in the capital earn £42,000 on average, is balanced against an average rent of £2,052, which means 57% of Londoners' monthly take-home pay is taken up by rent. Rent also covered nearly half the monthly income of people from Oxford. So the best 5 places to buy, of the 32 places surveyed: Middlesbrough, Sunderland, Bradford, Belfast and Preston. 5 places, best place to get in. So the ONS says 30% spend on rent is what you should be doing. For high earners in big cities, the analysis paints a bleak picture, which over half of workers' salaries are eaten up by rent, said Andrew Hunter of Adzuna. That's 50%. Londoners particularly, he said, are in the throes of this harsh reality. Despite having the highest gross pay in the country, close to 60% of the monthly income gets devoured by rent, leaving them just £810 for everything else: bills, groceries, nights out and so on. Makes it not so alluring to live in the cosmopolitan locations. Job seekers hoping to stick with the 50-30-20 budget rule, which is 50% of income is for needs, 30% is used for wants, and 20% goes to savings, should therefore, Mr. Hunter says, pack their bags and go elsewhere. So it begs the question, why isn't everyone leaving the big cities and moving to smaller towns? It's about other things: job opportunities. Not everyone wants to work at Haribo. Quality of life, city centre living. Look at the 15-minute city concept. Everything's within 15 minutes of where you live. You can do everything. Travel opportunities. Big cities have good infrastructure. Quality of accommodation. Much of the big city accommodation is new or refurbed. Also, try getting a loan to buy a £75,000 property. It's nearly impossible. Try getting a loan to buy in Belfast. The minimum lend is £500,000. Nearly impossible. So why would you buy in a location that's not giving you the best yield? All those points just mentioned, plus you get quality tenants, professionals, HSBC, Deutsche Bank, people like that. You get capital and rental appreciation. You're not getting that in Middlesbrough. Rents are actually falling and property prices are flat. You get levelling up agenda growth, which means that the government's saying, go up north, we'll invest in infrastructure if you go there, and we'll give you a better lifestyle. Yes, Middlesbrough has got certain things like that. Sunderland's got certain things. You know, they say Newcastle's going to be different because the Saudis have bought the club. It hasn't got the big growth of the levelling up agenda spend which Manchester and Birmingham have. So when analysing where to buy, look at all the research. Be driven by head, not heart. Often the figures will be amazing. 16% for a studio in Middlesbrough, you'd be like, wow, what a great place, I'll buy there. In the short term, yes, but longer term, no. So there we go. That's a Market Wrap 191. Hope you enjoyed. Please do like and subscribe. And for more information, click below.